topologies and all of the different devices that are being managed by that customer's network, and displaying a single unified view of the health and status of the network. Additionally, one of the areas where XT has kind of went further from Manage It is, whereas Manage It was only basically the fault, focused on the fault perspective, NetBoss XT's agents can actually be built and provide full FCAPS functionality. So not only can we provide fault information, but we could show performance data in here, we can show configuration information, we have a very complex security scheme in here. So we can pull all of the FCAPS funnels together and provide the operator that single experience so they can see everything from one spot. So when we built this...
They're using the term FCAT, what's that?
Yeah, fault, configuration, accounting, performance, security. Sorry. So when we built this application, one of the other things that we did was at the time, around a little bit before the beginnings of this, there was a lot of standards traction going on. The TM forum had was getting a lot of movement, and the ITUT was starting to get movement again. So we actually built a lot of this application based on some of those standards and recommendations by those groups. So you'll see our alarm formats are an X733 format, which is a standard alarm format. The actual layouts themselves of the application is also based on a recommendation and specification. The colors and the bubbles and all of the things that an operator can see and do, all of those are based on standards, based on groups that the ITUT or the TM forum that went out and polled all the NOC users and said, how can you best do your job? So the idea behind that is to make the product easy to use, friendly, and so it doesn't require a lot of training in order to just get up to speed and start using it.
What has that done to the speed of implementation?
Well, that probably hasn't impacted the speed of implementation. We have done some other things that have, and we'll talk about those in a little bit as I get a little bit further.
Okay.
But what it has done is you can turn this up in a NOC and put your operators on it, and very quickly they're going to get a grasp of how to navigate the network, how to actually tell what devices are in alarm, how to actually find those alarms. So it helps get that transition from whatever they're used to be using to the new application, right?
Now, does this X33 format, 733 format, right? Does it allow you to tunnel through to do control commands to the devices? Is that part of the standard?
That's not part of that standard, but we do have the ability on our agents to actually provide that, and we can provide access like cut through, so you can drill into the device and do command and control, things like that. And we actually build some of that functionality into our agents. We still have the concept of an agent, where we build an agent software separately from our core product, so we can separate those two features and capabilities out.
Maybe explain the agent modeling and the NetBoss model, so he kind of has a feel for the underlying architecture.
Yeah. Okay. So with XT, in order to achieve that full FCAPS capability and to be able to pull all of that data in, what we decided to do was actually create a true network model. So we based that on a SIM modeling standard, common information model. And all of our devices, the networks, everything that you see on these screens are all modeled underneath using SIM. And so what that allows you to do is, and this is where the quick implementation comes into play, that allows all of these screens that you see, like this screen here, like as a topology view, and you can see these links for devices, and as you drill down into here, you can see how the devices show connectivity. All of this information is actually driven by a device model. So what that means is, whereas in Manage It, where you would build the agent and then you would build graphics separately, in XT you don't have to build graphics. The graphics are all driven by the device model. So when you build the agent, and the agent goes out and talks to the device and determines if it's got racks, multiple racks, chassis, cards, ports. It discovers all of that, creates all of those objects in the device model, and then the device model drives all of these graphics.
Wow.
So all these
What an
graphics
improvement that is,
just
huh?
Yeah.
yeah, it's